Maybe the hand thing. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Southwest Division's live streaming crew. We're here at the men's pairs playdowns. We're final day. We're picking up the action in the very end, or rather the first end, but the last two goals of the first end. And this end is any indication it's going to be a whale of a game. As you see, Angel Lopez here trying to draw. Just left it a little bit out. All right. And now this taking the mat is young Angel Gomez, Angie. Looks like he's holding two. Looking to draw another as a bonus. We'll get everybody caught up after this bowl. Looks like he played this pretty safe. Don't really blame him. Two it is. So 2-0 after the first end. All right, so once again we're here in beautiful Laguna Beach Lawn Bowling Club. We're on the North Green here. My name is Scott Roberts, bringing the action. I'm here with Gary Barnes doing the technical work, Steve Namontes, John Billen on the cameras, and Sheila Conti is running her up. So, format today, this is the qualifier in the Southwest Division for the men's pairs playdowns. The tournament was double elimination, and now we're here on the final day, down to the final two teams. This is Javier Gomez with the Red Wings. So Javier is playing with his son Angel. They actually went through clean. They won 3 matches and also got the benefit of buying the first round to be in the so-called captaincy. Alex Gill with the block.
Just look at you and tell me what to do.
He's playing with Angel Lopez on him.
Behind? Is he behind? Yeah, he's behind. 1 yard behind? He's 1 behind.
You're probably looking at that ball just behind, looking to get something that's just going to play through. You know, anything that's positive arriving up to the jack. Probably a pretty good ball there. Alex trying to answer. And they had 2 balls, so a couple feet behind. And then his next ball actually drug the jack and froze it. Oh, a little unlucky. Really unlucky. Pretty good ball. And he froze the jack, and then it took Angie had to come with a little weight to free it, and then was able to draw 2 balls to get 2 shots. So Javier's probably just looking to put another ball in the head. Preferably staying wide so you don't have any jack movement. He's come a little narrow here, but that's all right. Yeah, I would think with 2 balls to come, Alex has got the right idea switching hands here, trying to get any kind of action on there. Probably want to be just a couple feet through. You definitely don't want to be short, and hopefully you're hitting the ball of the jack and just kind of springing it. He's already got a pretty solid second there. That's okay. I mean, that's why you switch hands. You switch hands now so you get another shot after getting a feel for it. Javi really doesn't want to come across the head, or you'd be better off being between those 2 black balls, if anything. much better situation to be narrow here than to, than to be wide and stay between the. Yeah, this looks really nice. Yeah, that's a good bowl. That's really good there. I like that a lot. So now you've based, instead of Alex having to think, well, I'm going to go that hand again and make the adjustment, now you switch him back over because he can't get really the home run. Probably looking to just kind of arrive, get a good close second. If he happens to touch that ball, so much the better. Just kind of hung it out a little bit. Yeah, but he got another second in there. Actually really like that ball. So, Angel Gomez, Javier Lopez, as I said, they are from the winner's bracket. Young Angel is represented Bulls Team USA in the 25 or under tournaments. First time we've had somebody compete in a long, long time. He's got a lot of promise. And he played in this tournament last year, leading for Peter Ritchie, and they got second. I've known his dad Javier for a long time, playing in tournaments. I think work kind of kept him away from playing a lot, so he usually just kind of stuck to near his home club, and they're based out of Coronado. But I think he found a thing that he and his son can do together, so he's been getting a lot of practice in. And Javier actually won the Southwest Open, or the U.S. Open pairs this past year. Here's Angel Lopez again, trying to be, should be positive through the head. See this, you can see the downside of being short. Now he's kind of in his own way almost. So even if he was 2 yards through, that'd be better than being, 2 yards short. Be 3 yards through, 4 yards through, put it in the ditch. It would have been a lot better than that, unfortunately. Angel really would like to get a second in here and trying to slip something under a minute, but I can understand the reticency because that ball was in a perfect spot. You really don't want to move it, but it'd be ideal to come to those two black balls. And so now there's Angel trying to come from the other hand. That's a pretty good ball here. Just slid by. Now I think they've got 3 seconds. And she really wants to get a second in here. It might even be risk moving it, but you really want to try and beat to those blacks if you can. Not his best. Oh, he got this one out really well. I don't think he likes that one. Looks like Angel kind of jumped up a little bit there. All right, let's see what Angie can do here. Oof. That's probably set up pretty nicely for, I mean, that's why you really didn't want to try and come across. And it's looking pretty good for a heavy shot. It could come through with a little bit of weight, jack or bull either side. Little flick on the jack. He's got a couple. I think he's got like. I think they're having a little confusion about which bull is a toucher. I think Alex got a little confused. So Angel and Alex are based out of Santa Monica. Alex, I don't know if I've met, honestly. I think he's a relatively newer bowler, I would guess, or at least in the tournament circuit. Angel has always been, he's seen him around. I've never seen him outside of Santa Monica before, playing in tournaments. He's always been a very good, solid bowler, but I just assume it's work or what have you that's kept him from kind of being in the tournament circuit. So he really doesn't play in a lot of tournaments, but I think he's found a partner in Alex and wanting to kind of come and play. And obviously this is a very, very strong showing for them that we're second. So they actually lost their first game in the double elimination tournament to Mike Ruggles and Hall of Famer Ivan Highland, and then proceeded to win their next 5 games to make it to this point. And if, because Angel the Gomez's, have it lost. Angel and Alex will have to beat them twice today in order to make it through. He's trying to weighted shot, but I think he's hung it out unless he gets some kind of really fortunate bounce here. No. I think they'll take the one and run here. So one more for the Gomez's, making it 3-0 after 2 ends. This match will be 18 ends. And it's 3-0 after 2. So the Southwest Division, because we have over 1,000 members by the bylaws, we get 2 entries for both the singles and the pairs. So for the pairs, there's another match going on, similar kind of situation. And that one, Chris Dodd and Tom Richardson have made it through to the so-called catbird seat. They won the initial bracket. And they're playing against Howard Harris and Tony Santos, who made it through the consolation round. So Howard and Tony will need to beat Chris and Tom twice in order to make it to the national championships to qualify. They've got a scoreboard up, so I'll give you updates on that score. So right now that game is Dodd and Richardson. It's a similar score, Dodd and Richardson up 3-0 after 2. So both games are 3-0 after 2 ends. All right, pretty solid opener by Javi. Just maybe a foot short, 1.5 at most. Gone with kind of a little bit of a longish jack. Another nice ball by Alex. He's been setting up the head really well when he's been able to just draw so far. I mean, it's early days, but so far with just drawing, he's been ahead, lots of balls in the area. If nothing else, that usually keeps your counts down. Even if you're not winning ends, you're not winning them by 4s or 5s, you're losing them by 1s, 2s, which gives you a chance. So Javi just wanted to add on his own, got a nice little push there. That's a good shot. Interesting, yeah, sets up a little jack or bull shot though, because he's not quite all the way behind it. This will be an interesting test for Alex. He can maybe afford to add another yard here and just trying to hit either the bull or the jack coming across on his forehand. Yeah, not what you want to do there. It's got a pretty decent road, but if anything, you're better served. You could put it in the ditch and be better served than doing that. Javi really wants to try and float it behind. He got to attack that back black bull on his backhand. That would be the proper shot, I think. Playing through that black bull to get behind. If you hit the black, so much the better. But you really want to be through and sticking around. He's just, yes, I mean, right idea. Overcooked a little bit, but it stayed in. You can just see it kind of leaving the screen, but it's essentially covering the tee. It's about 4 feet, maybe a yard away from the ditch. All right, see if Alex can add. Yeah, just well, he's got another second, which is good, but you can see those short balls are killers. I mean, that was cracking. That would have been a pretty nice shot, but you know, the one bad short ball, you know, wrecks another good ball. It just kind of starts destroying the head. And think if he just put that one in the ditch, he'd been better served. All right, let's see if Javi can get one or in or around. Just wants to play on that little black ball. That's all right. It's a good position there. Not bad. He's got one on the jack, kind of 2 in the general area, and 1 back. All right, Alex really just wants to kind of do the same thing he did on his last ball. It wasn't too far away. And they're only down 1. If he can wrist that ball out, then and just sit, it'd be 3.
come. Gotta come. Gotta hurry. Yeah, no, we just put her in that short spot again. Yeah. Being father and son, I think you had more than a few years of experience. And Javi's played with some of the best in the game that we have in the area, so, and he's a type that doesn't talk very much. He's always listening. I can appreciate that. So I think he's soaked up a lot of knowledge and imparted it upon his son and used it for himself. A nice smooth delivery by Angie. I like this weight. See, this is good weight right there. Just finishing a yard behind, get him, puts another one in that little zone. I mean, if you would have hit that black ball, it would have slid right across. Nice Angel comes through and happens to hit the jack and spring it. You got something there. Angel really wants jacker ball here, trying really hard. Oh, what a shot! He took it. What a shot by Angel. Great ball, Angel. Calling for a little bit of an overweight shot to try and spring the jack and send it back. I kind of think it's just the question of how much the weight is. He wants to get through and hit the bowl. Oh, it just kind of got wrecked on Alex's. All right, puts another one in the mix though. He's got to be very careful here. He's holding. There's a lot of danger behind. It might even be worth it to just float it all the way around behind. Coming to this red ball. You don't want to move it. Okay. Dicey. Yeah, not bad to take a look at this one. I mean, he's obviously father-son. They communicate pretty well together. But this one's a little. I mean, they got the three best backs. They got the wing if it springs off. Yeah. I think that you can see what Javi's calling for is something like a yard through. But if that bowl is right next to the jack, I think you'd be better off a little bit more. That way you don't err on the side of being short, and the extra weight wouldn't hurt you because you want it not just the jack to float. You want the jack to float to that back blue bowl ideally, not to the front blue bowl because that you want to try and take it as far away as possible from the white one. I think he's a little narrow here. Quite the head here. No, I know what's he gonna do. So if you look on the sheet, it's Angel Lopez and Angel Gomez. So I'm gonna stick to calling them Angel and Angie if I can. This is a. You can afford to. I'm curious what to do here. I mean, it's tempting to just rest that red one out, and you could get a big home run if you could, but and it'd be hard to go totally against you. But he's gonna try the other way. I don't think I'd be trying this myself. I think I'd be coming the same hand he was playing. He's kind of left it out. But I think he's just trying to protect. They got one more ball left, so not bad. And save it for the next time and just protect a little defense. Not bad. I like it. As you can see what they're trying. I mean, better off coming to where Javi's standing right now. So almost. I like that way. That's good effort. All right, now, yeah, now Alex is calling the right shot here, I think. Now that you've got one in the head, you have to get another one in there. I mean, you can see if that red one gets rested out, it's as you stay, it's 4 probably. And you go just like that, you flip the entire match over, and you've got the lead. And really hard with where the red bull is positioned to turn it over, especially with that black one sitting right there. I think he's hung this out a little bit. So just one down, and Angel and Alex get on the board. So it's 3-1 after 3. The scheduled 18 ends. Okay. All right, so Alex has got the mat up a couple meters and just kind of mid-length. Again, playing on the kind of the new grass, the good grass, staying away from the little fall off. We've done some considerable work here at Laguna Beach. You don't have the fall off that you did, say, like 4 or 5 years ago. Shoot, before the pandemic, you couldn't get a bull to, it'd be near impossible to get a bull to stop past the 2 meter mark because of the fall off. It was that bad, but especially on this green. But they've done a lot of work here to get it in good shape. First bulls, you can see Alex has got a pretty good start, right in line. You know, really what you want. You know, yard, maybe a yard through. Solid opener for a first bull. You got 3 more to come, especially being right on the line. I don't know if I'd switch hands. I just, you know, you got the line. Why change unless he's just feeling really confident that he can play either way. Just want to take the weight off, do the same kind of thing. Yeah, that's a good bull by Alex. Nice bull there. Looks like he's just kind of left this out a little wide. Weight's very good. I think Alex may, let's see, coming again on this forehand for him. I thought he overcooked it, but it's not a bad spot. All right, let's see how we can bring it in now. Just under that black bull. Oh, just around it. Good solid second though. Good bull there. Yeah, that's good call by Angel. Just have Alex do the same thing. Just drop a little weight, Alex. That's all you want. You're about 2 yards through last time. Even if you hit your own, it's all right here. And float it right behind. Try it right next to it. Yeah, very good bull there. Making it count 2. Should be 2 anyways. Yeah, I kind of agree with the call. I mean, there's a case to be made for switching, but Javi's been playing this hand the whole time. Better just have him stick with his hand. See if he could float one in, come to that back ball. I just kind of overcooked it. Angie could try the other way. Angie could come the other hand. You could see the red bulls. Now he's got two there in line, and he could come the other hand to do jack or bull shot. But with Javi playing that hand 3 times, better just have him do a fourth and put another one in the head. So we'll see if that's what Angie calls or does, and if the head stays the way it is. So. And I think for Angel, he wants to try and get to that spot first, if he can, to kind of prevent that drag. I don't know. Yeah, I agree. I kind of think the other way. You don't want to move that, accidentally move that jack. Play their shot for them. Yeah, so I much prefer this. I think Alex was thinking the other way, but I think this is a better hand to play. Definitely safer, that's for sure. Yeah, here we go. Just trying to play that. Playing through, just slide over draw. Hopefully you get a drag or jack or bull shot here on this backhand. Start off a little heavy. That's okay. You know, you're better doing that than to be short with the first one and wreck it for your next one. Now he's got to feel for the line and the weight. Better for that first one to just miss it that way, if anything. Well, Angel's switching. He's got to be careful here. Personally, I don't know why I didn't switch. He could have just kept playing that hand and just played through his own black balls, trying to get to those 2 reds to try and prevent that shot. But here's Angie. Looks like a good road here. If he just cutting across, yeah, he made double adjustment. Yeah, just a little too much weight. That was a good draw weight. Just kind of missed his line, I think. Might have decelerated a little bit. I can see the path here on this hand. It's just a little dangerous when you're holding a couple. And you don't want to give your opponent a winger that they can make use of. And that's a great bull and a great result, though. I like it. Just, like I said, it's just a little dangerous. But he's kind of, I mean, that shot's, now the shot's still there, but now they're switching over. I mean, nothing's really changed. And now you're trying to switch and learn a different hand here. Unless he just really doesn't like that hand and is just getting off of it. But I'd still go back to the forehand for Angel here. And just slide underneath, but he played that one so well, I guess he's going to try it again. When that danger's still there, you can still see those 2 red balls. You just got to be really delicate. You cannot afford to be, you know, a yard through. No. He played it nice and high at least, so it didn't change anything. I think they're just trying to look for a cut down here. You can afford to be pretty positive with this if you wanted to and play it a little narrower. This looks like a really good attempt here. It's got to be all, no, see, just kind of play it a little narrow, a little short. Yeah, this could be, should be at least 2, it could be 3. I mean, Javi really should be the one doing the measuring and the one giving the balls away. That's the proper, since he's the one giving them away. But just 2. All right. So Angie cut it down a little bit, kept it to 2 at least, but we're tied 3-3 after 4 ends in the scheduled 18-end final for the Southwest Division men's playdowns for the pairs. Once again, the Gomez's are in the catbird seat, and Lopez and Gill will need to beat them twice today in order to advance to the national championships. Pretty long jack, close to the edge. Ooh, kept it in by 6 inches. So we're going to the tee here. We don't have the automatic camera, so the remote control. So Steve Namontes is getting his mileage in today, going from Mangan. So he'll be up in a second. He was walking from the other end, and he'll adjust the camera shortly. Yeah, and Alex is short. Again, when you have a jack on the tee, it's not so outrageous to put your first one short there. Looks like a pretty good hole by Avi here. It's an excellent ball here. Toucher, real nice. Finish a couple feet behind. Alex definitely is at it here. Is he going to hit the red? Oh, just touched it enough to keep it in play and take a shot. Savi's trying to drop some weight, I think, on his last one. He just took a little too much off. I think he would better serve to just play the same thing. I mean, he wasn't that far. I mean, sometimes that's the nature of it. You're just like, well, I'm 2 feet off, and I think you, rather than saying just like, oh, I'll just do it again, that was a good bowl, you try and make an adjustment, and then you over-adjust like that. I mean, he's a good 2 yards short. And then here, Alex switched hands, and he really didn't need to. I was playing that other hand pretty well. And kind of got off his line, even though he had good weight. The Red Bull's definitely not in his line. All right. See if Javi can get one just a little more like his first. Yeah, very good weight. Nice, that's a nice bull there. Taking shot. All right, Alex up. It's coming in pretty nice. Great bull there. Great bull there. They're not even thinking about it in the discussion of, because you could see, you could switch hands and play jack or bull on his forehand. But instead he's going to stick with the backhand, which he's played 3 times, and just try and get a closer second, maybe even draw a shot. I mean, it'd be a tough thing to try and draw it, but you can also hit the bull too. It's a really good effort here, really good effort. Good home. Yeah, that's a good ball. See, and he got a solid second on it. There's something to be said. I mean, it's not like the game isn't have the shot at the after you roll. The game is have the shot at the end of the end. You know, when it's over, when everybody's bowls are done. If it was single, then you could see Javi switching over potentially and coming over. But instead, he opted for playing the same hand that he knew pretty well, and just kind of putting one in, He's very similar to like his first one. He's 2 feet at most behind. So he's got 2 solid seconds in good position. They got a toucher closest to the ditch. So, all right. Let's see. Angel's going to try and draw the same hand, the backhand. And pretty safe to get a feel for this. Yeah, I like that. Seeing that it's good position there because if you're, if Angie's doing a jack or bull shot, if he happens to move the jack, and now Lopez Aguilar got 2 catchers, but it's still probably the proper shot here to go jack or bull for Angie. He's coming in close. Oh, just missed. Great bull though, nice attempt. O'Neill's going to play the same hand and just probably try and tighten it up a little. Yeah, I think he might have taken a little weight off. Yeah, not quite here. Angie tried it again, just a little short, didn't need it. Didn't need to take any weight off, his weight was good. All right, see what Angel does here. Trying to slide it in this little pocket here. It's coming in pretty nice. There it is. Nice draw. Great bull there. So a little update on the other game. Don and Richardson were up 6-0 after 3, and Harris and Santos got a 4 on the 4th end, so now it's 6-4. Don Richardson. All right. I've had Gomez have had a little consulting. Down 2. Jack's kind of framed between these 2 bulls that are down. Got no business being short. I want to be positive through. Arriving. Drawing to that back black bull would be good, but he's left it a little short. He's got one more effort left. Yeah, and Hanel's talking about switching hands and trying to put a blocker in, and I'm personally am not a fan of that because sometimes you give your opponent a winger that he could just use. I mean, he hasn't been able to do it, and you just drew a second shot. Why not just do it again? Why not just draw another one? You know what's better than 2? 3. But he's going to try and put a counter in and have it be on that hand. Yeah, he doesn't like it. And he also switched hands. I mean, you've been playing. I mean, he just rolled a stunner, and now he's kind of throwing another, just a bull. And it is kind of in the way, but it's just changing the shot that he's going to make slightly. I mean, really, it's going to force Angie to play with a little more weight, which is what he's needed to do anyways. So Angel's kind of driven his opponent to make the proper shot, and that's one of the problems I have with blockers. But he just kind of left it out. Not his best effort. All right, 2 more for Lopez and Gill. They've won 3 ends in a row and now take a 5-3 lead. Their first lead of the match after 5 ends of a scheduled 18. the other match, I see that Harris and Santos have picked up another 2 now in the 5th end, so that match is now tied after storming out 6-0 after 3. Now that's 6-6 after 5. All right. Great opening bowl by Alex. All right. Here's Javi. Now it's floated on behind. Yeah, that's a good bowl there. Probably playing a jack or bull shot, but great bowls. 2 great openers by these guys. Like if you're Alex, you don't want to be afraid of it. You just want to try and play up and around, ideally. Yeah. All right, here's Javi trying to kind of split, get another jack or bull shot. This looks really close. Really close. Great bowl there. Brilliant. You can see why Alex should have been floating it behind. It was just set up for everything to be going. And if you had a bowl there, then maybe you got a chance of holding. But now you're going to have to do it back to him. Now you're forced to it. So this is the reason why you don't want to be tentative with the second bowl. You really need something behind and through, because the jack's only going to move forward. This is really vulnerable what it was. It's kind of shortish again. We haven't seen this from Alex yet. This would be an interesting choice here. Kind of. Just wants to, definitely doesn't want to be short here, just wants to kind of put it around. This is okay to be behind. You really want to do that. I think Alex wanted to take a look. After third bowl, definitely allowed to. So none of these players that are playing in the pairs playdowns went last year or the year before for that matter. In fact, I think for most of them it would be their first time in the playdowns. I think Howard Harris is probably the only one who's ever played in a playdown or played in the national championships, I believe. And even for him, I think he'd be the first to admit it's been a while. So there's definitely, with what's happened with the ladies' side, there's definitely going to be a lot of new blood from the Southwest team this year. I'd like to see Alex be nice and positive. He's coming on forehand, playing it through. He's got bowls he can work off of, a zone to push through. He could come to that red bowl in the front. He's kind of left it a little short. I could see that maybe better would have been to come backhand, and he could have come through those 2 bowls of his own. He could have popped any of those up or reached the jack and come on through. I think that's probably what I would have done. Because if anything, he's probably going to be running into the red one. But it's like, which hand did you like and play it? And if anything, he really didn't need to be short there. He really wanted to be through. So if anything, he might have plugged up the hole for Javi, but that's about all I accomplished, I think. Yeah, Javi's going on his backhand this time. just floats it right between the two block balls, coming to the jack. Don't want to be narrow if you can help it. Don't want to be narrow. All right. Dicey. If anything, he would be better off hitting the wider bowl than coming narrow. Again, you really don't want to try. You really don't want to be narrow when you're holding. If you would have hit the inside half of the wide bowl, then it would have redirected him in. But better to take too much grass in this situation. So I think now on hill's up. I think he's playing that same hand and just kind of coming through underneath. He's got that black one he could use. He's going to go the forehand instead. I'm not sure what he sees, but it's I'll watch and learn with the rest of you. I don't know what he was going to accomplish on that hand. Pushing the red one out, just, hitting it. Odds are you get some jack movement. Now for Angie, I think he wants to play the same hand. He could play really either hand now that Onhill's opened it up. Let's see. No, he's going to play this hand. Play now his backhand here. This looks like a pretty good road. This is what Javi should have been doing. Yeah, see? Right there. Coming right off that ball. Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot there. See, that was the shot Javi should have done. Something to play behind. He happened to hit the outside of that ball and redirect it right on the jack. That's a great shot. It's 3 or 4. Is going on his backhand here. I think he's one ball too late. Yeah, I think it might add another one into the count. Let's see. Wait for. I mean, they've got all the position. I mean, there's one back bowl, one bowl that Onhill has way in the back. The stripy yellow, blue, white bowl is in the back. You can't quite see it on your screen. So they have the best back, but everything else in the head and the immediate head is pretty much all Gomez. I think they're calling for coming on his forehand and floating it around. You don't really want or need jack movement here. You just want to get a ball in the head and don't come across the head. Just wants to slide by that. He's done that. What a ball. Great shot there. Brilliant. I mean, the only thing you could say as a downsize is kind of made it so that there could be a little bit more of jack movement. I mean, that was a great ball, but in a perfect world, that would have been maybe a foot heavier is all. I don't know if Onhill sees it. He could come with some weight and just kind of hit the pile and spring it because they are down a bundle here. It's at least 4, could be 5, could be 6. All right, here's Onhill. Trying very hard here. pretty good effort. I kind of like that. I gave him another second one in the back. So they're opting to try and put one in front, try and get another counter. But there's something to be said for putting one all the way in the back and floating it all the way around. But I think they're opting for just kind of drawing another one and just kind of left it out a little high. Might be in the count. He might have squeezed it in there. Yeah. I think Angel wants to try and do something similar. If he could just any action on that, on the pile, and then you could see the edge of that ball just sticking out from the mat. Really needs to come up with something here, or they're going to drop a big number. It's coming in pretty nicely. It's just wants to float around the round. Well, not too bad. Now you want to try and add a count. Again, very careful. Keep it out wide. Don't come near the head. I mean, really, actually, he could afford to have a little jack movement, and it's all positive for him. I mean, just a little movement, not a lot, but anything to get it away from that white and blue boom. He could afford to touch that pile and just move that jack like a foot. So he could afford to draw in there. I didn't see any real danger, but sometimes you're just like, look, I'll just play safe, and I don't need to do anything more. We've already got what he saw, and they got a 4 at least, as we've said before. Now they're going to measure it. I'm sure they're eyeballing it. Big end for the Gomez's regardless. Biggest scorer of this match. And the Gomez will take the lead after this, and they briefly gave over to Lopez and Gill. Five is the count officially. So a handful for the Gomez's to make it 8-5 after 6 at the 1/3 point. Javi's bringing the mat up. He's up to kind of get what will end up being like a short to medium length. I think they really like playing around this near T here, so more like a medium length, but just with the mat up. I'd say there may be 2 feet, no more than a yard, probably more like 2 feet past the tee. And I think Javi had that stroke of going to the tee without didn't adjust enough for the mat being up. So well, let's see how this affects Alex. Sometimes the mat movement throws off the newer players. They're not used to it. They're used to playing like plop the mat down here and there. But I'm curious to see what we get from Alex here. Not a bad effort, a little short, narrow. We've been pretty consistent within a yard with that first ball, though. Which is good because you just don't have as much to adjust going forward. You can just make little small adjustments. All right, here's Javi. Just wants the same row, just take a yard off. If you hit that ball, you hit that ball. Probably slide it right underneath it. Oh, it just ticked it. It's all right. Gives him a nice solid second and something else to work off of. All right, see if Alex can just make a minor adjustment. Just add a yard, Alex. That's really good. You know, I probably added a foot and a half. Yep. No, he had a great ball. I think it would have been right on the jack if he didn't just barely tick Alex's first one. So probably doing something very similar here. Very good. Very good ball there, Javi. Well done. All right, Alex, enough of the short stuff. Looking for it again. You've been kind of sneaking up on it. Now you can play through. You had a healthy yard. Work on your own. Float around behind if need be. Doesn't need much action on either one of those two balls. Very good there. Very, very good there. Great adjustment. Very impressive. So that's how bowls should be. You put in a good shot, your opponent puts in a better one, you put one in, that's that much better. Maybe I'm old school. I just remember in golf where it was always you compliment people on their shots, and I'm just going to make a better one. We had quite the contingent out here watching today. I mean, that you wouldn't normally see at one of these matches, but Laguna Beach being the largest club, I mean, there's sociables going on the South Green. There's probably about 20 players, and we've got about 20 people or so watching. It's kind of a bigger audience for what we usually see out here for a qualifier. All right, here comes Javi. Yeah, maybe a little heavier than wanted, but still, you needed kind of something to change. Yeah, and he'll call him for a position bowl. They're kind of vulnerable in this little quadrant here. Three reds are all on the side. Alex is trying to get here. All right, he's just kind of on the other side of those three. Myself, I would prefer with Alex just throwing a stunner, throw another stunner in, and then let the skip take care of the position balls afterwards. Sometimes it's like holding water, I found. It's like, look, if you could find it, just do it again. It's a lot easier doing it again. You had him switch hands, add a couple yards, try and get a position ball. I mean, as opposed to putting another one in the count. I mean, just threw one, so on that hand. So by switching, he didn't get exactly what you wanted, and now he's got no time to adjust, as opposed to Onhill could do it first. Maybe he misses, then he could adjust to it. All right, here comes Angie. Oh, just ticks the shot ball. Just ticks the shot ball. Not enough to move it out. Still one for Lopez and Gill holding. Now the pocket's even bigger, so I wonder if, I'm guessing that Angel's going to go into that little pouch that you can see just behind the green. Just behind the jack, rather. Kind of almost where that blue ball is. Just to the right on your screen, just to the right of where that blue ball is would probably be a decent spot for it, if that's what he's trying. Well, he just opted for the draw. Great shot there. Wow. All right, it's kind of framed it up nicely for Angie to come in, though. And he could hit either one of those balls with the jack, and he's trying hard. It just in a pretty good way. You just need a little more turn on it. All right. So now it's, I think, for Angel wants to just come to those two balls again. he's got his own so he could work on the front too. Just wants to come to those two. Sit right there. Great bowl again. Yeah, now it's 3. That might be the magic number for a drive. Let's see. You really should just take your time, Angie, and figure out what it is you want to do. Got 2 away bulls in front, 3 bulls. Yeah, I think he's going to come with the full blast here. I mean, I could see a little drag. Yeah, I think he's opting for the drag instead. I just got to get it around the black. Oh, great bowl. Oh, it just didn't fall over. Oh, good effort. Probably 2. All right, I think Alex wanted it on hill to try and inside out Angie's last bowl. We're just sitting there. Javi. Yeah, it's come up a little short. Not really what he wanted. I mean, there's not a lot of danger there on that shot to try and inside out. You can see the blue bowl. All right, now they're 2 down in the head. They pretty much have everything in the back controlled. It's really the shots that make or break tournaments here. Trying. Lucky. Might have made it 3. And Angel's got 1 more. I think it would be better served to just be, positive. I think just positive through. You could have worked off the red. It was just like he was kind of trying to sneak up to it, and he could have played it through with a couple yards and been okay. He could have flat out drove it if he wanted to. I think he was opting for like a draw. And you can see with the way the head's set up, a draw, that the jack moves a little bit. I mean, it's not going to favor it. You really need the jack to move back to those blue balls. So I think you're better served by being at least a yard through. Even if you hit something, it probably would have stuck around the area. So, all right, see if Angel's going to try and inside out that blue ball or just go for a draw. I think he's opted for a draw line here. I mean, he's got that little pocket of all 4 of those balls are his, and he can afford to arrive into that pocket and got a great chance for those to be in the count. It's just lifted a little short. I'm guessing it's 3, but let's wait for the official. Two is what's decided. So nice end for Alex and Angel. I get 2 there, close the gap. So it's Gomez is 8, Lopez Gil 7 after 7 ends. Looking at the other match, Harris and Santos have now scored a couple more 1-1s. So now they're in the lead now after going down 6-0 after 3 ends. They're now up 8-6 after 7 ends over Dodd and Richardson. So if either one of the people from the losers bracket win this game, then I'm sure we're sticking around to bring you the second game. But if both of the, I don't want to say the favorites, but the people in the catbird seat who qualified from the winners bracket win, then we'll be done for the day. All right, there's Alex's first bowl. Fairly stolid start, as we've seen from him. Kind of brought the mat up, similar kind of distance to what they did last time. Brought the mat up about 2-3 yards and kind of throwing that jack to the tee. Essentially just what Angel with the Gomez's with Angie and Javi did on the last end. Steve's going to adjust the camera there. Steve the Montes, or let's call it the end zone view cameraman, getting his mileage in today. Wonder if he's got a Fitbit on or an Apple Watch tracking his steps. All right, Javi was a little long. There's Alex making an adjustment. Just a bit of an over adjustment there. Javi's kind of off the screen. He's almost near the ditch with his first. His second one's really good. That's a great ball there by Javi. No more than a foot behind. Great start. Great adjustment off the first one. Yeah, Alex, yeah, there you go. Jacker ball here, buddy. He's played two on the other hand, but one thing that's interesting is the leads have been playing opposite hands from when they started, so that's usually a sign that both hands are very playable. For the most part, Alex has been playing, sticking with one side of the grass, and Javi's been playing this side, which is now his forehand on this side, but then going backhand on the way back. Something very similar here. You don't need to do anything different. For that last ball was a stunner. Just throw another one. And, just a little adjustment he didn't need. It's still there for you, Alex. Yeah, pretty good way to the last one. I just need to tighten it down. Jacker bull shot. I think he's hung this out a little high. Yep. All the way to the back. Here, Javi's best back ball. I think a pretty good effort here by Javi. A touch heavy, but yeah, he just kind of overcooked it a little bit. Haven't seen really a full drive by either one of these skips, even with some tight heads. And seem to be preferring to kind of massage the head, and often for like a yard over, even though there have been some opportunities to do so. I don't remember seeing Angel do it much. I know I've seen Angie do it. All right, there's Angel. Down one, probably wants to do what, another jacker bull shot here. Really knows be incredibly unlucky to, I mean, there's space for a bull to get between the bull and the jack there, but not much. Yeah, he's come up short. There's Angie. Just trying to draw, get a second in. He alter the head slightly. Yeah, it's okay. It's a little heavy, but now they've got pretty good position in the back for this hand. So you can see if they play that jack or bull shot in this hand, if they happen to hit the jack and get it back, they do have the two catchers on that side, even though they're pretty far behind, but they're there. I have nothing to could give Angel pause. This looks like a good effort here. Angel coming in. He needed to add a little weight. Trying very hard here. Great bull. Stunner. Great bull. Now with the position that he already had set up, now Angie can go jack or bull now, and it's the same shot. It's just everything, the script's flipped. But he can play this positive, jack or bull. Just come a little narrow. Kind of came a little narrow, got wrecked. But, looks like they're calling for on how to do it again. There's a case to be made for switching over and just trying to plug the jack movement, because I don't think things are going to move too far, but he's opted to try and draw another one. And he's come up short. He'd be much better served to be right, I think right where you see Javi putting his foot. I think that's where Angel should have come, because that's right where Angie's trying to do his jack or bull shot, right to that point. He's trying very hard. It's got to come down. Got to come down. Ah, what a bull. What a bull. Great bowling by these skips. I wonder if Arnold's thinking, this damn kid, I'm going to put him over my knee. Alright. Still can play the same jack or bull shot. It's a little harder to seed from the mat, but if you can visualize it. Let's see if he can do it again. It's not too much off of the draw of what he tried before, but it's just going to be a little heavy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're having a conversation about what's safer and whether they can get anything. You see if Angie comes again with the same kind of shot, I mean, if he happens to be a little narrow and ticks that jack, he could give it away. So obviously you really don't want to do that with this is the last bowl. He could come the other hand, and then he's got Javi's the red one. He's got his father up front that he could push in and arrive on the other hand, but he hasn't played that hand. He's been playing this hand, 1, 2, 3 on that hand. So you really don't want to be across the head here. Jack movement is very bad, unless maybe it looks safer that, like you can't quite carry the jack there. If anything, it might be just a little flick, but it won't move far enough. That might be what they see being right on top of it, which we can't get a great angle on here. But he's playing the same hand, trying to opt for a similar kind of draw, and somewhat predictably he's come up short. But he did his job. One for the Gomez's, making it 9-7 after 8 ends of a scheduled 18. Quick peek over in the other, and Harris and Santos have got another point. They're up 9-6 after 8. I think you can just see in this view from behind, you can just see the pop-up tent behind with Sheila, Gary, and myself. Sitting in the tent, I gave a little wave. That's the view that I have here. At least I can try and be have a little more volume on this end when they're not bowling 6 feet from me. All right. You can see again watch how Javi's been playing this hand. Let's call it the ditch hand. We're on rink 2 here. He's been pretty much playing the ditch hand. And Alex is playing the other hand, but he might be switching over because of where Javi left that ball. But both players have been having no problems playing both hands. So decent ball by Angel. There's Alex, or rather by Javi. Alex with great weight there. Javi just a little short. Just a small adjustment wanted by both of these guys. Yeah, I think he's still a little narrow, I think, but really good weight. I mean, it's hard to argue when you have a good bull, but I prefer to, be behind. That's kind of a better place to end up. So Alex just needs a little more grass. That's all he needs. He had great weight. Just took a little weight off. Now I wonder if Javi's going to switch over here. No. He's just sticking with that hand. It's like you played 2. If you were going to switch, this would be the time to switch when you got a chance to make an adjustment. But they're opting to, in for a dime, in for a dollar. I'm just going to stick with this hand. He's just going to make sure to be behind here. This is why I like playing. I think I would have switched over because you got the 2 balls you can work off of. You got the black ball you can play through, and you could have that same weight. You could still be positive. If you miss, you float around, you got a back ball. If you hit the black, you're pushing it through. If you hit the reds, you're pushing your own in. If you happen to come across and hit the jack, it's unlucky, but at least odds are you're staying with it. I mean, Alex trying this hand again. Yeah, now because Alex put it there, that shot's kind of, I mean, it's still on, but nowhere near as good to try that hand. There's Javi. He's holding 1. Let's cut the weight from his last one. This looks like a pretty good effort here. Keep coming in. Just hung it out. Let's see what Alex has got. It's pretty positive, it looks. Gonna hit his own. A little tap on his own. Great ball there. Got shot out of it, I believe. Yep. It did kind of open up that hand for Angie. He could just play that hand that Javi was playing, sticking on that backhand and just kind of draw into that black bull there. Not sure if that's what Alex was thinking, but that was a great result if that's what he was. Let's play it nice and positive. I like that he played it positive. All right, open little draw. I think just down 1 here. Bull's behind, not a lot of danger. Nice free swing, can be nice and positive. Arriving on the black bull, floating on through. Looks like a really good draw here. Just an absolute stunner. Great bull. Hit a nice little hand from the crowd. I don't think he's used to people watching him. What Angel's going to do. Try the same hand and see. I can see it. You could kind of. You really want to be positive. You got to have some kind of jack movement. You want to hit that ball, which will spring the jack because it is. They are touching. The jack and the ball are touching. So any kind of spring directly sideways favors them. And he's got his own black ball in front, but he's also got the red ball. He hit the right one. Oh, good shot. I think Javi took a bathroom break, so Angie's trying to run this on his own. And he's in a holding, but it's a dicey position. Now, I think Alex calling for the right shot. Now you've got 2 seconds, I think. Get forward to be positive, trying to any action on that ball. It's very helpful. He's just going to catch his own. And, ooh, did that turn into the jack? Holy mackerel. Without Javi here. Here he is. Here's Javi. I was going to say, Angie should really be coming up to look at it because I think it might be a tie. I'm pretty sure that Angel's ball was a toucher, but I think Alex went to get his chalk. I could be wrong. Yeah, just came up short. I don't think that's what he wanted. Alex is getting a good look at it. You got both of those bowls. Both of those bowls, the kind of from what you see, the white, blue, yellow Angel's and the black one from Alex. So he's got both of those bowls. Again, just get rid of Angie's. Or I just got to move 2 inches. Yeah, see, he's chalking it, so that was a toucher. Oh, what a bowl. I mean, he touches the bowl. That's a pretty good shot. He happens to just get really unlucky and come in. I had to believe that they were playing it like they were down. I mean, if anything, Angel's bowl rested on it and kind of was shoving the jack up against Angie. So I had no idea what was holding, but it's clear now. Gomez has got one, and they've got best back. And essentially it's a front toucher. And there's a small gap there now, whereas he was right on it before. I think he wants to draw to this black ball. Would be a great shot here. Yeah, that's a good ball. It's a good position there. I was trying to hear what the plan was. Because they really want that jack. I mean, the bulls, you can't get rid of the bull, really, without the jack going. So then you're trying to, I mean, I just don't see how that's happening. So then you're trying to get the jack to get to the black bull there, not the blue bull. I mean, that blue bull being a toucher, I mean, this could get worse. It's almost a situation where you may be better off just letting this one go and it's just like, look, we're one down and just eat it. We just got unlucky. Let's see what happens. Yeah. What a shot. Wow. Or there's that. Or there's that. I didn't think he could try and take it out. But he opted for it and got it. What a great shot. And knots the match 2 there. They get 9-9 after 9. I think the thought is he could take that bull all the way out clean, which is what happened. Or by hitting it on that side, if you got any jack movement, it would have moved it to the black. That was spectacularly plotted and executed. Again, it's hard to tell from where I'm sitting what the kind of angle, and even what you're seeing in the stream, what kind of angle it is. All right, so we're all square, 9-9 after 9. A fantastic shot. And some really good bowling. And Alex has brought the mat considerably up now, probably 2/3 of the way up, and opting to put that jack on the tee, trying something different at the halfway part here. A fairly solid start. Looking at the other match, Dodd Richardson got 2 on the last end to draw it close, so that is at the halfway mark. And that's Harris Santos 9, Dodd Richardson 8 after 9 ends. And not the best of openers by Javi. He kept it in play. I think with the jack, the mat placement, and then Javi feeling like he needed to switch hands, didn't help him. But now he's got an adjustment he can make, and he's been very good adjusting. Alex has got pretty 2 solid bowls there. There's a good adjustment there by Javi. That's a nice bowl there. Pretty, yeah, the flop makes it shot. Alex, another good bowl here. Oh, matches him. Oh, I think he's holding. Can't quite tell by the angle. Nothing else. It's a solid bowl. Oh, Javi should be trying something similar here. Just another draw. Another bowl in the head. And it comes. It's just short. Can't. Still kind of. I'm still a little shook. And I'm not even playing from that last shot that Angel threw. I just didn't know if he could get that bowl out cleanly, and he sure did. Alex with another one, just trying to draw to that little pile of 2 in front of the red. Yeah, great bowl there. Used his own to get a better position. I mean, you can see the head. It's just, I mean, look at 4 black bowls, all within a yard at most, 2 feet, a foot. Just some great lead play by Alex. And between those last 4 bowls and Angel's weighted shot on the last, you can see why they're here. Just float around. Yeah, Javi didn't adjust too well with the mat being up here and switching hands. So. Angel holding position and the shot. It's when you're a skip and you're coming to the mat and you've got all the position and the shot, it just takes a load off. And you could just, thing is, you don't want it to take your edge off, which is what it looked like it did there. As Angel drew it into the ditch. And Angie's been up for the challenge every time. Okay, not every time, most times in this match. Definitely lately, that's for sure. We're in for a whale of a finish here, I think. Oh, nice little rub there. Put it on line. Another little add to the little pouch there. Still one. Still got room to draw. I like that Angie he missed long, which is okay, because then he's not in his way for his next one. And you can make the adjustment, drop a little weight or correct the line. Yeah, he's just kind of blown it through a little bit there. It's Javi again. Or sorry, Angie, my mistake. Wow. That's a little heavy, but another bull in the head. Got Angie, Javi, Angel, and Alex. I'm trying. Yeah. Yeah, Angie didn't like that one. I haven't seen a real stunner from any of them. And Alex had played to move the mat up and played it really well. But the skips have struggled a bit here. Granted, it's a more of a precise target that you need to hit, but I think one in, one out. A little heavy by Angel. Let's see Angie kind of drop the weight, come to that last bowl. In between, a little more weight from his last one. He's just kind of missed the line, coming too narrow. Good weight though, you could see it. Yeah. One down. So one more for Lopez and Gill, and they'll retake the lead 10-9 after 10. So as we're past the halfway point, once again, this is we're at beautiful Laguna Beach Lawn Bowling Club with Southwest Division live streaming. This is the men's pairs playdowns. This is the first game of a possible 2 games today. The match between Angie Gomez and his father Javier Gomez. They came out of the winner's bracket, winning 3 matches and also benefiting from a bye. And they're playing from Coronado versus Angel Lopez and Alex Gill, who are playing out of Santa Monica. And they lost their first match and then won 5 straight to make it here to this final. They will need to win this game and the next one, force a second game and win that in order to qualify for the national championships in this double elimination tournament. So far, Lopez and Gill have the lead 10-9, and they've won 6 ends. To the 4 ends won by the Gomez's. But the Gomez's did get a 5 and a 6th end, so that's what's keeping it close. Otherwise, 2s and 1s from Angel and Alex. Alex is second, looking to add a little. Did just came off his line a bit. Not quite sure who's holding. It's about a yard through. And Alex kind of floating around. I just don't see Alex throwing him way off. He's always in the mix. He's just always got bulls in the general vicinity. It's rare to see him throw one more than a yard away from the jack. I mean, it may be short or wide or long, but it's always in that circle. And Javi's got a stunner here. Yeah, great bull. Front toucher. Well done there. And you got two catchers here, so you can afford to be a little positive coming through. But I haven't seen Alex play this fair. He seems to be much, much better when he can just draw. When he's trying to play these shots, it just doesn't seem to be his strength. And he draws so well. I think he'd be better served by just giving him a target, like you see Angie doing for his dad. Just like, look, just bolt it here. Sometimes for these people that are excellent draw bowlers, from what I've seen from Alex, he's been excellent. All right, trying to get a little position ball. Just want to float it behind. Great shot. That's beautiful. Exactly what he wanted. Kind of covering that little zone there. So he can't give up a big number in case that jack gets moved. So here at Laguna Beach right now we're playing what we call street to ocean. So from the camera side that you see right here up front is Cliff Drive, closest road to the ocean, and shockingly behind us is the beach, or the cliff over to the ocean. All right, here comes on hill, looking to kind of, yeah, so this is a good pace. Kind of, yeah, see. Here comes Angie. Yeah, good bull there, making it another one in the count. It's interesting. He could play on the forehand to try to hit the bull, spring the jack to his bulls, the cluster of bulls, but he's opted instead to try this backhand with weight and see if he can dislodge or even hit the second shot bull. And same kind of thing. I don't know. I see Javi calling for like a front, and I prefer behind myself as far as setting up a target, because the front, sometimes you just give your opponent an edge that could come off of. I'd rather be drawing through the head. Yeah, pretty good spot there. That's a nice, protects a kind of a flying jack over to that side between those two bulls. Likely going to rattle around now, if anything. Do have a little bit of a vulnerable spot if they wanted to push it through, like I've been saying on that forehand. That's not too bad. They've got it pretty well. Hard to see anything but a one down. Alright, Anand's gonna try again. See if he can dislodge that bull or jack, get a little movement. Even if he comes on this hand and hits the blue bull, at least he could take the second shot out, I think. Yeah, it's just a little too zesty, a little offline. I'm not totally sure of the count. At least two. I mean, if it's two, that's a proper shot. If it's more than two, he should be drawing. But again, I'm not not a fan of the front. I think he'd be better served of drawing through. A little movement's not going to kill you. Looks like another solid ball, leaving that one. Oh, a little tick and another roll right in. Great shot. Yeah, really up against it. Alex is, I don't want to say begging, but strongly encouraging Angel to be easy with it. I mean, he's better served for having something with the band. He could come to that front blue ball. He could come to the red ball. He could come to the jack. He could come to the black blue ball. Just a positive draw. He's been way too weighty, 2 yards through on his last couple. He's trying here. Let's see. He's a little narrow. Well, he did tick that red one, but now you can afford to be. Now you might want that. Just staying high. Don't want to touch anything. Jack movement really doesn't help you too much. Just want another draw, just like you did. He's a very good bowl again. When you get the chance to get those bonus shots, that's the time to take it, and that's how they got that 5 before, and this is going to be a big number here too. They get should be at least 4 here. Yeah. Now it's the rest of it. 5 out. I'm going to measure for another. That's really been the difference, is just those little bits there is. It's those little, the skip shots when you need to turn it over. And Angie's been just a touch better than Angel, but that's the difference. I mean, when there's a big number out there, Angie's been able to get down to 1 or 2. Angel hasn't, and this, it's usually that's how these matches are decided, 1 or 2 moments like that. And it's another, and this is the difference in the game right now, because the Gomez get another 5, their second 5 of the match, to go up 14-10 after 11. So they've only won 5 ends, so they got a 4-point lead because they got 2 5s. All right, 14-10 after 11 of a scheduled 18 ends. Quick glance over has seen Don and Richardson score again to retake the lead. They're up 10-9 after 11. If things hold like this, then this will be the only match we'll be showing for you today. But if one of the other teams that are down right now win, then we'll have a second game today. And that will be to decide who goes to the national championships, representing the Southwest Division. All right. And now after losing 2 ends in a row, and not really having a great idea with the jack, Javi's put it back to his home turf. And he's again playing on this, let's call it the ditch hand on rig 2 here on the north green at Laguna Beach, which he's played pretty solidly. All right, Alex, again, the opposite. He's been playing this, he's playing his backhand, which is the more the park hand, let's say. And he's been playing that all day. When the rubbers hit the road and it's a first bowl and all things equal, that's what the hands they've been playing, which is usually a sign that the green is either somebody's way off or, making a big mistake, or both hands are playing pretty well and they've just found something that's good for them. And I tend to believe it's the latter. I haven't seen any kind of runs or weird hooks or anything in the green through 11 ends of play on the trials. Javi with adjustment, just a little too much. Let's see if Alex can make a similar adjustment. Weight's pretty good. He could probably keep the same weight and just tighten the line and make up the difference, but he's overcooked it. See, the distance it has to travel. See, Alex was only maybe at most 2 feet, but he was very narrow. He didn't give enough grass. If you take the grass and use the same stroke, you're probably going to get the 2 feet or at least a foot out of it just from the distance it travels. He would have better served doing that, but he had a little weight and went to the back. There's Javi playing. You can see all on the line here. He just wants the Goldilocks bowl in between, and he's done it. Well done there, Javi. See if Alex can get a Goldilocks on his third bowl here too. Pretty close. I would call that just right. Great shot there. Great shot there. Kind of funny, you see both players have a first bowl, then over adjust in their second, and then find the range on their third. There's Javi's fourth. Just a little high. All right, see if Alex is true to the test. It's really a time when you really want to just try to do the same thing. You don't need anything different. Same bowl. I like that Alex wastes no time on the mat. He knows what he wants to do. He's not overthinking it. He just gets down and just rolls it. Just kind of overcooked that one, which is okay. I mean, he's holding one. He really wants something behind. Better that than short. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, all four players have been playing well, but I mean, it really has been kind of Angie versus Alex for the most part. I mean, Angel, that brilliant takeout shot in the seventh end. Without that, I mean, it just, the Gomez's would be running away with this thing. Comes Angie trying to do a jacker bull shot here. What a shot there. Great bull. There's Angel. Really kind of the front toucher. You want to try and be positive, get some kind of movement. So I like it's pretty decent weight. He's got two back bowls. Yeah, and Javi sees the danger, so he's calling for him. You just want to add a yard. He's switching hands though from what he had played. So it better just be staying away from the head. Just be a yard, floating that little gap there behind. Pretty good effort there. I like it. If anything, it looks like Jack's going to spring to that side, to those two bowls, if anything. All right. Angel wants the same kind of weight. Narrower out. He dropped the weight, and not what you want there. Draw doesn't draw. I mean, how are you going to? I guess you could draw it if you came all the way and floated it around, but that's really more of a popping weight you need here. Yeah. And she just, went through everything there. And didn't even see a gap there, but he went through it. He would have better served to just kind of try and play again to that back spot. I mean, the way it's going is to get it, that jack's going to move back or it's going to stay right there, one of the two. You really need something in those areas. And don't make it easier for Angel here. All right, here comes Angel. A little better effort here. He's close. Oh, what a shot. Look at that. Great bowl. Didn't even know the jack was sticking out. You see, he was positive. He was arriving, so it gave him a chance. He had that. He could have get that, or he could have freed it. If he would have hit the blue bullet, he could have popped it. Instead, he just clipped it clean. Yeah. Good on Angie. Complimenting Angel. They've been doing that all match, which I like to see. Like, look, you had a good shot. Here's a better one right here. Boom. So, Angie's probably wanted to get a combo hit. He wants to hit blue into yellow and blue, or blue into the jack. And got good weight. He just kind of left it out a little bit. I like the weight though. Yeah, Alex is, and wisely I think, is saying, look, just play this other hand and try and draw it around. I just don't see any profit in doing it again. With a little bit of a jack movement that came off of on-hill taking the jack, it really is set up better for him to switch over. I mean, don't expect a lot. This is a tough draw, a tough little hole to try. He might be able to fit it between that front bowl and the yellow and blue and come to the light blue on the inside half of that. There might be the path there. It's a little hard to tell from the angle, but it's his own bowl that he's pushing in, so it's pretty safe to come that way. And at this point, with the match being what it is, you can't afford to lose hands. You're starting to run out of time. It's away. Let's see. Pretty. Yeah, just left it a little short. Not the end of the world, though. Not the end of the world on him. You made your shot. So one for Lopez and Gill. Close the gap. It's still 14-11 for the Gomez's after 12 ends. At the 2/3 mark here in this match. It's good for 18 ends. There must be a winner. Again, a quick glance over to the other match shows it's Dodd and Richardson 11 and Harrison Santos 9. So another after 12 ends. So that 12th end was another one for Dodd and Richardson there. I would have thought Alex would have pulled the mat up because he was really throwing off Javi by having that mat up a significant amount, but he's out to just kind of have it up a tad. Yeah, he's kind of missed his line there, but good weight. Really, I mean, that just shows how good Alex has been. That's probably the worst first ball he's thrown all day. And it's not horrible. Javi with a decent opener here, about a yard through. Something he can adjust from, and a good position ball. Yeah, Alex took in an extra deep breath. Not up to the standards I've seen from him in this match. He's played very well. Just wanted to get back on your line and have that similar kind of stroke. And just kind of short-handed it a little bit. Yeah, he's muttering to himself. Even that's, again, not terrible, but for what he's been playing, and, you know, quote-unquote bad for him for what he's seen today. So he's riding himself. He's riding himself for it. Let's see if Javi can just take a yard off. Not two, just a yard. Yeah, again, an over-adjustment. Kind of similar to what you saw in the last end from him. All right, I expect should be a good one here from Alex. Yeah, now he's kind of off his mark too. He's gotten shot of it, but he, you know, is very heavy. That was 2 yards through. Kind of one of those where it's like I was short, and it's like, okay, I'm not gonna be short on this one, damn it, and zing. All right. Now Javi wants to kind of just in between. Just again a Goldilocks bowl. Too hot, too cold. Let's get one just right. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Shot drawn there. Well done, Javi. Goldilocks found the board she likes. Alex wonder if he should change hands or not. I mean, normally with the way Alex would play it, I wouldn't, but his last three really were not his best, so it might not be too terrible to have him play it. But Yeah, I don't think he's played this one well really either. He kind of got a little fortunate by hitting that front pole. It was pretty narrow. Interesting choice here. I really want to be wide. Don't want to be pushing that man. There's no profit to be made. Hey, sometimes you're weighing, it's like, is it worth getting, maybe a blank on the other hand, or trying to get some, he just threw a stunner, but now you have that ball that's right there that you can't afford to touch. Yeah, and instead he just kind of hung it out. I mean, it just, if you were there in the mat and you're seeing that ball and it's, the ball that's away and you're 6 inches away and there's a ball that's a foot and a half away, you really don't want to push it in, and it's got to feed into your mind. And he could have played it, on the other hand, and been pretty smooth with it. But all right. Is Angel. He's got his own balls he can work off of. I'd like to see him be nice and positive, come to those. Yeah, I like that way. It's just a little narrow. I mean, he could afford even another yard on it. Yeah, see, this is better. Oh, he's got the right idea here. Is just to kind of float it around, get a second shot. I prefer him being behind as opposed to in front of the jack as far as the target goes, but Angie's been okay with drawing through. That works. A little heavy on that, but he got a little fortunate with the rub and then the toucher on the jack to knock it a little closer to zone. Ano's won a jack or bull shot, or he's even got his own in front that he could hit, which would help him too. Looks like he's going to be on something here. Yeah. Oh, is it going to? Oh, it fell back in. Got shot out of it. Wow. Hit that front black ball like, was one of the options, and it just tried to tip out. If it sits up on its running surface, it's out, but then it fell back in on the middle to be in for shot. And trying to match him. Look at this ball. Is it going to find the gap? Oh, what a shot. What an absolute dagger. I mean, I didn't even get a chance to walk up and enjoy his shot. And Angie, I like to see that. It's like, you make a good shot, I'm going to make a better one here. And with Angie, he was just like, good bull. I mean, Angie, to his credit, it's a good bull to Angel. And then he went ahead and threw a better one. Oh, nice effort there by Angel. Managed to keep it on the green with this last weighted shot. It's right at the plinth. So they have pretty good position here. The only real danger is if he knifes that thing out clean. I don't know. So from Angie's point of view, it wouldn't hurt to have a second one in the count. They're holding the one. They do have a third. So sure, you could always just draw, and that's the safest play. They do have coverage in the back and on the side, on the left of the screen. The only thing they don't have is the back. They're down one in the best back, but only one. So I think the draw and just trying to get a second is the proper play here. And it's a very good ball. It's going to make it hard for him to knife it out clean. And I think it's another third, though. Now here's the challenge. So Angel was in a similar situation. He managed to knife the ball out cleanly to give him a 2 last time, but he doesn't have the numbers this time. If they take his own bull, if he comes with weight, takes his own bull out, that's bad. If he hits the bull out clean, that's the ideal. You only get one. He could try a combo of coming in with a little weight, hitting that front bull that Angie just threw, and getting into the shot bull, and then sitting there. But again, you're probably getting one, maybe two out of it. They do have best back, so they could try it. And I don't think Angie's bull is a toucher. So because Angel's last bull is literally sitting on the plinth, so if the jack goes in the ditch without pushing any other bulls up, then they get one that way. Let's see what he's going to try here. I'm thinking it was going to be try something similar. He's coming with a little overweight. He just kind of missed the target. I could have gone very, I could have been, it's really not terrible. I could have gone really, really bad for him. Because he could have easily hit that bull and hit the jack, and there was a little pocket of all the bulls that were the Gomez's. And it could have gone 3 down there, or even 4 down. Just looking to see if Angie can make a small improvement on his last. Just tap his own to get a second one in here. It's got a lot of room. He could free the swing. He didn't really have to worry. Good effort. I mean, he touches that ball. That's probably good enough to get 2, but it's just the one here. So one more for the Gomez's. They go up 15-11. After 13 ends, they have a 4-point lead with 5 ends to go. Quick glance over the other game has seen Harris and Santos get a number. They're now taking a 12-11 lead after 13 ends. Definitely found what they want to do. I mean, Javi again pulling the mat back to his home turf of just no more than a yard out from the tee, and he's going to play his forehand, this ditch hand again. That's where you really need to tighten up the heads down the stretch. You should really, you played 13 ends on this rink. That's a good opener. There you go. You played 13 ends on this rink. You really should be knowing what it does. Alex, really wasted no time. He kind of switched over based on the position of the head, but he didn't have any doubts about it. Wasn't overthinking it, and just trying to jack or bull positive shot here. And he's equal to the tax. 2 great lead bowls there. Well done. Almost like a back toucher situation, so you really want to make sure you're playing through here. If you're Javi, he's got a nice solid pull. Another nice second. It's going to force Alex back onto what should be his hand, what he's been playing, favoring anyways, but he's holding shot. But there's not a lot of room to draw a second here. The jack is, from your angle, the jack is just on the other side of that bull. I mean, it's all but a toucher, is just a couple mils off. But really nothing to be gained by being short, so I don't mind Alex being behind here. It's an interesting way to play it. I mean, the Gomez's could be more aggressive with it, and they could just try and dislodge it. But with the match being what it is, being 4 up with 5 to go, it wouldn't be the end of the world to just kind of play it like this and just kind of draw, build the head. I mean, Javi's had 3 really good bowls here, and just at most you're going down 1. is going to be very difficult. I mean, if Alex, the only way Alex can get a second ball is to make the head bigger, which then makes it a bigger target. Yeah, a little short, but not too terribly so. See Javi just drain another one in there. Don't overthink it, just draw another. Yeah, another good ball by I mean, everything but the shot. I mean, look at that. He's got 4 seconds. And appreciation from Alex on his good balls. It's seeing some nice sportsmanship, which I can appreciate greatly on the screen. Not everybody's that way. There's Alex with a nice little, nothing wrong with that, nice little position ball behind. It's fine. All right, so now it's an interesting choice, or Ange. I mean, you got 4 seconds. You want to try and be aggressive and kind of dislodge it, and maybe you get the end, maybe you don't, or you just kind of keep doing the same thing and protect and just like eat one here. I think they're going to try and play the numbers and play through. Again, nothing crazy. You don't need to go full drive where anything could happen. He's just trying to kind of a controlled weight, trying to press into the head here, which I think is the better play. Yeah, they gave themselves a nice little position bowl between those two blacks too. And similarly, if you're on hill, I'm wondering what you're trying to do here, kind of massage the head. I mean, you could easily give it away, but I mean, it wouldn't be bad to get a second here. Really, you'd want to kind of think on he'll be better off trying to cover the positions that they're trying to get to, because you're very outnumbered in the head, even though you are holding. Yeah, Angie, little tentative. I think if I'm on hill, I'm trying to figure out the proper thing is if you don't think you can draw a second, figure out if there's jack movement, where's it going to go, and then put your bulls there. And with the way they're lining up, I mean, with the way they've got the head set up for Angie, it really doesn't have a lot to lose by playing positive with this. It's going to be really difficult to lose more than one. Oh, they just kind of turned it over. But again, it's set up better too. See, again, you're just positive. It's not a drive to turn the head all over, because the head's actually really good for the Coronado guys. It's just, they just don't hold. And on the other side of the coin, Angel and Alex, it's like, well, we're holding one, but we got nothing. I mean, because that jack they got to figure they're either going to push that bull out now. They probably think he's switching hands, going to his forehand here. Yeah, he is. Trying to come around and float it around the head. Anything back and right is probably good. Or from the screen, you see back and left in that little quadrant would probably be a good home for it. He's going to hit his own and sit right there. Okay. So you can see if that jack springs to that side, which is what, if anything, would go to. You don't want it to, I mean, now that you're Angie, you don't want it to spring and go down a couple. If you go from one down to one down, you know, oh, well. But any kind of, it looks like, you know, nice positive bull into blue into red, and that black might squirt right on out. All right, he's trying again, and Dad likes it. Oh, might have got it. Might have got it. It's like sitting up, but barely on the running surface. All right, so the good is, actually, you know, you see them build the head. You see them put lots of bolts in the head to give an opportunity to be able to make a shot. And it looks like he got paid off and he's holding. But now it's Angel's got to the test, and he could play a jack or bull shot and get a drag through there. If he drags that jack and comes clean, he could get 2 or 3 out of it now. So that's kind of like the risk reward of where the match is. I mean, yes, did he have a good shot? Yes. Did he get a good result? Yes. But now you've also, because your opponent has last bull, you know, now you're giving him he's got a chance. He's got a chance to make a number, which you didn't necessarily have before. It was going to be 1. It was not going to be any worse than 1. So let's see. I mean, I don't want to call it a gamble, but I mean, we'll see if it pays off. But Angel's got to make it, and it's, you know, you've run out of ends. And he's definitely forceful with it. He's not leaving anything behind here. He's just kind of missed the head. All right, so I won't say they gambled a lot. I said they gambled a little, but they take the 1, and a key 1 at that, to go up 16-11, up 5 with 4 ends to play. I mean, it was good that if Angie was going to do it, he did it on his last ball. So that means that Angel only had 1 opportunity to try and get the number. All right, quick glance over to the other match. And Harris and Santos have scored again. They're up 13-11 over Don Richardson after 14 ends. All right. You see, I mean, smartly, you see Javi, you know, doing to this familiar spot of just having the man out just a bit, just like a yard or 2, putting the jack a couple yards short of the tee, just this nice comfortable distance that he's been favoring, playing on which is now his backhand, which is the ditch hand. Should just really just be you really should be striping it at this point in the game. And Alex has been favoring which would be his forehand here, but he's going to go with his backhand. I'm not really sure why. He played his forehand. He's been playing that other hand very well. I mean, he didn't have the best results on the last end, so I just don't know if he's kind of doubting himself. He's been so solid the first, I'll say 12 ends or so. It's just been really, really good. But, you know, sometimes fatigue gets to be a factor at this point. You know, your concentration, you're doubting yourself. Anyways, just got to get back to basics. We're in this one. Just stick with your stroke and everything, and all that practice, and all the times you play it, and just focus, bear down. Make your adjustments when you need to. Try and be consistent with your delivery. Alex got back on his line. He's a little heavy. Javi basically just had 2 instant replay. Just did the same bull twice. better road here. It's a little narrow, but not by much. Stunner there, good bull. You know, Alex is wanting to play the other hand, which he should have started there. Now Angel saying, no, 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 just keep playing the same hand, play it through, which is the better hand now to play because he's got two there. He's got two catchers. So Javi had a good bull in the count, and he's holding three. He's a little vulnerable in the back there. Balak can, you know, nut the jack and drag it. Good effort, good bull. Just making the pot sweeter there. There's a case to be made for Javi putting one there, but you know it might be better for Angie to do it. Just Javi put another bull in the head. Just draw another one. Whatever happens, happens. You just try and draw one. Out a little way. It really wants to try and come off the O, not sit there. Pop. It's all right. Got around. It's got a nice little pocket there of three. Each have three on either side. So, all right. Alex really would love to drag it there. I think he's come a little narrow. Let's see if he's going to get the bull. Yes, great shot. Well done. Well done there. I really wanted to hit one of those two, either the jack or the bull with the weight he had. You know, it wasn't draw weight, and he happened to hit the bull pretty squarely and sat right there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. Yep, I agree with this wholeheartedly. The Angie just come around. Nice little positive. Just a little overdraw. Jack or bull shot on this hand. Yeah, ended up with one in the back, so. So now you got one on that side too. You got to go surrounded. Very, you know, not as tight, but similar. Where they've got, you know, the Lopez and Gill have the shot, but the Gomez's have all the position, and that's usually in these situations what ends up winning. If anything, it's just the one down right now. It's just one down, so Ano's really got to get some balls in the head and get a number. I wouldn't mind if like just tucking it around, just because it's looking really vulnerable right now. All right, there's a second. That's a good ball. Good ball, Ano. Something else for Angie to hit. I just want to take a little bit off to be a little more controlled. I hit something. He's close. Oh, that's a good bull there. Nice shot. Got the jack, moved it away from where it was, but it definitely cut it down. But they're still, Lopez and Gill still hold. But it was two, so we cut it down and changed position drastically. And here's Angel again. Just wanting to draw, and he can even run into his front one and be okay. I think he's a little heavy, but he's kind of cut down. Yeah, that the home run goes away. I mean, I was setting up for a match ender to have that little pile there, but with one down and a considerable lead, Angie just opted for a draw to see if he could just get one in the head, get shot at, take it away. He's just got to reach to his front bowl, his back bowl rather, and get in front of it. Just a little heavy. But again, another good position out of it. Takes away the home runs. The only home run that they could, Angel and Alex could get was in that quadrant, and it's gone now. So that's a saving grace for that last shot. Really needs to draw here. It really needs to get another one. He's a little heavy. If he can arrive on the blue, it's good. Oh, he's done it. Great shot. Nice bull there. Attempting to come the other way, but you don't want you don't want to push. If you could hit the inside half of that white, blue, yellow front bowl and then have it trickle in, that would be good. But you really don't want to pump that in, and it doesn't need to move much to get. So he's just going to stick with the hand he's been playing, which is probably the smarter play. Just play this backhand, see if you can float it around. Just take the couple yards off, have a nice draw. And it's drawable, but it's not an easy draw, but within a foot either way. I think he's just missed the line. Missed the line, a little heavy. All right. All right. This is this is a chance for a free point here for Angel. What they also could do is he could come crosshead and rest that red one out, which is their closest. I think he sees it. But if he played that hand, he could draw. And I think they've got. Yeah, I think that blue one's kind of keeping that one out of the mix. I'm trying to get the sizing here. So they just got two and he's drawn another. That's probably the better play. I don't see really much else. Don't want to turn over. You really want to get this other one in the count. Close this gap. Oh, close. I don't think it's going to reach. You're going to measure that third one. Two it is. Yeah, I thought that red one was closer. So two for Lopez and Gill to make the match 16-13. 3 down, 3 ends to go. 16-13 after 15 ends. Angel and Alex have won 8 of the 15 ends, while Angie and Javi have won 7. But in addition to that, they've gotten 2 of those ends have been 5s, and that is really the reason for this 3-end lead. Another quick glance over to the other match shows that Dodd and Richardson have got a number at their end. So now they're up 14-13 after 15 ends. And they've thrown 2 bowls, and Tom's got 2 absolute stunners sitting on the mat. And I think that was, he had 2 stunners on the last one too. So Alex a little loose with that first one. Again, it's, if you're not used to playing 18-end games, it can be a lot. He was so good those first 11, 12 ends. So very much unlike him on that last one. Those conditions can kind of change a little bit. I mean, it's been pretty consistent. Usually this little haze that we get at Laguna Beach kind of burns off by 10:30, but it's 11:30 now, and according to the grumble in my stomach, it's 11:30. All right. First of all, a little short. Alex, back to form. Yeah, that's a little bit better there. Yard behind or so. See, and I like what they're calling here. See, there's a tendency, a lot of people when they first start, and just like, oh, you're in your own way, switch over. Nah, you've been playing that hand. It's the hand he's comfortable with. Just add the weight. If you hit your own, great. If you float around it, great. Just get into position. It's just such a much better, smarter play. was Alex's third. Yeah, there it is. Back to form. Very good. Good there. Shot drawn. Making Javi switch over now. It's 3 short ones. You really don't want that. Alex, another one behind. I mean, I'll say this for Alex. You don't see short bowls from him. And usually they're in the mix. I mean, it's, you know, be happy to have him as lead with the way he's been playing. Now, if he, 3 shorties here, he's really got to be through here. He's really got to come to that pile of 3. Ideally, in that one that's shot, that'd be the ideal place to be. It's just on the crest of Alex's shoulder right now, from what you see. But all right, and you can afford to be positive. You run at anything, and it's helpful. Well, he hit that one and knocked it away, which I think makes the head a little more interesting. I'll wait for Alex to move so we can see it a little better. Probably got himself shot out of it, and he got a lot that Angie can work with there. That's a unique head. I'm just going to say it. That's not something you see every day. It's just like if you're here and you're here. You got three bulls each within a foot of each other, but both sets about a yard away from the jack. So it'll be up to the Angels. Here's Angel. Don't want to be narrow here, sir. You don't need any help. Yeah. And you got 2 options here. You could go through the reds and promote, which is what they're going to opt to do. The other option would be to draw to the blacks. But he's going to go for the nice positive flowing swing and try and get through all the reds. And just, you got to like the idea of there being a promoter coming through. Just anything positive. All right, move that one a little closer. Here's what Angel's got. He's trying a clean draw here. He's not far away. Just a little short. Okay, now what? Now they're switching over. Yeah. If nothing else, it's much safer to be drawing to that hand and to those blacks, just because you don't want to give up a number here. And just free the swing up, be positive, come all the way to those blacks. There's no need to. I mean, sure, it'd be nice to draw. Yeah, short is not good. You really want to be through and up and into it. All right, here's Angel. He just wants a slight adjustment here. Ooh, is he going to hit half the jack? Oh, just a touch on it. Again, you could see if he got a little more of that jack, it got sprung right to that little pocket of 3. All right, Angie's going to try the promotion again. You got to be positive. You got a couple yards through here is what you want. You got those bulls, they got a fair amount. So you don't want to be neaking up to it. You want to go. And he's just kind of arriving weight. And I really think he'd be better served by being a couple yards through in that same line and just pop one of those in. It's such a big wall. I mean, I don't know who's holding. And the skips each have 1 bull left. if you're on hill, if you could do something similar on that hand, that would be wonderful. But just to get a little, hit the inside half of that jack and take it over for 3. But even just drawing one, I mean, jack movement's your friend. Even if he hit it clean, it's probably taking it to those 3 because they got the position. So he's picking that hand, and he's not short. I think he's narrow though, but if he hits his own, oh man, it's come narrow all the way across. Yeah, not great. And he knows it. All right, now it's up to the Gomez's. They're still, I don't know if they're sure who's holding. They really don't want to move anything. I think it's something crazy like, well, if I drive on that outside black, they'll all go. Okay, you get them, kid. But I think you're better served by just trying to draw and be clean. I mean, it depends if you're holding or not. If you're not holding, then probably the promotion's safer. You don't have to make anything happen. You just need to score. I mean, really, odds are if they win one more of these last 3 ends, they're probably going to win the match. Just don't want to be narrow here. Don't want to hit that front yellow one. Oh, he squeezed through. Oh. Oh, goodness. Oh, man. Oh. Wowie zowie. Yeah. I mean, see that big target between those blue and red bulls. He just wanted to hit any of those, and he could have hit them with a couple of yards of weight and popped any of them up in, but I'm not sure what's happening right now. Okay, they definitely, so they were holding, so it's at least 1, probably 2, I gotta believe, but let's see. Yeah, that's 2 there. 2 there for the Gomez's. That's a healthy blow now to the chances for Lopez and Gill as they go up 18-13, a 5-point lead, 2 ends to go. See, now, because of the way they've set it up, now it's, getting 5. It's not only do you have to win, you have to get a number in the last 2 ends. So, I mean, they haven't scored anything more than a 2 all day, and even if they gave up 2 2s, they still lose. That last end has put themselves in good position. It was a little bit of a shaky shot, but whew, it paid off. Again, another glance over to the other rink. That's also after 16 ends, 2 to go. And Don and Richardson got another single, so they're up 15-13 with 2 to play. So if both of these results hold, then this will be all we're showing you today. But we'll see, because this will be all there is. And it'll be pretty clean for both of these teams that have gone undefeated in this tournament, if that's what happens. But still got a couple ends to play. All right, again, you see Javi with the same position that they've had, just in his comfort zone. Jack's a little further than he's been rolling it before, but the adrenaline's probably riding high, so pretty good opener. He's got the tee, yeah. Probably about 5 feet through on the tee, though. Not terrible. Really like to see Alex get back on his form. Again, he's going to his forehand. He's been playing his hand consistently with his first bowls all day. A really good opener there. That's what we've been seeing from Alex. And again, see that his bowl is shaded just a little bit to the side, but Angie doesn't care. Javi doesn't care. They're still going to play that hand because that's what Javi's been playing. He's comfortable with that hand. He's just going to keep playing it. Just make the adjustment. It's already in the count for 1. Just keep playing it. Odds are you're going to get a better result playing that same hand. It's just kind of, he made an adjustment. So we didn't over-adjust this time. He under-adjusted, but that's all right. Better position for the team. He's only about a yard through. Alex is probably a foot and a half short, but right on line. I think Alex do well to thinking add a yard on his shot. Floated just behind. Looks like a pretty good bowl here. Yeah, nice Nice ball, making it 2. Now they might want to think about the other hand. Yeah, they're sticking with it though. When he's played the line, he just needs to drop a yard and be right there. Even just getting second shot is when, even getting a close one to keep them from making it 3. He is really close here. Really close here. Great ball. Great ball, cutting it to 1. And now Alex is forced to switch hands now. I mean, he could get away with going that hand, but there's no percentage for him. Alex has got to come the other way pretty much. And now's the time to switch it. But it's a nice draw. Just hoping to tap his own. He's just floated to the back, and not terrible. Problem is when you get to this point in the game where, you know, it's position's kind of, you know, that's the side of that ship sailed. The Gomez is when I play position because they don't want to give up any big numbers, but that's really not a concern for, you know, it's not like you lose plus points in this one. If you lose or you lose. So they really need to make numbers. There's Javi again. Oh, great effort. Another very, very solid second. Again, the Gomez's give up 2 1s. They still win the title. You know, that's good for them. So if it happens to be tied, they do flip and play an extra end because there must be a winner. All right. Alex probably going to, I think he's going to play that backhand, I would think, again, which is, you know, not the hand he's been favoring during the match. He played a quarter of his ball in this hand. Probably just wants to take a little weight off, try and get some of it. But I think there it comes. He's added and he's narrow. Yeah, same weight as the last one. I think I'm trying to be positive and just again I haven't. You know, when Alex has been drawing, he's been very, very good. When he's trying to play like kind of creative shots, it just hasn't been his strength. But again, I think he's just starting, so that's the kind of thing you get from feel and practice and playing. So, all right, here's Angie. You know, losing 1 is not the end of the world. It's all the way up. It's going to be all the way up. Another solid ball in the head. The other thing I'd be thinking is to protect against the danger if I was Angie. And the only places that from where your camera sees is the front left, or which would be the back right from the mat head. If the jack happens to spring there right now, they got 2. But that's the only real danger they've got. They've got the immediate head where the jack is pretty well covered. But I think you'll see on he'll try and play on his backhand and try and either come to that red ball or the black ball and a little promotion or push out, trying to get it to 2 or 3. As they got to make numbers now. It's just a little high, a little heavy. Let's see if it stays in. Yep. He's just 6 inches from the plinth with that last one, so that's still in play for the back. There's Angie. He's trying to slip under the balls. Look at this. What a shot. What a shot. Great ball. Appreciative hand from Alex. You like to see that too. But what a shot. Holding 3 now. It's got to get in there. Not only do they got to cut it down, they really got to get shot out of this. Yeah, he's very heavy. Very heavy again. It's almost like he's trying to play a little weight, so he's just trying to kind of pop it. So if this holds and the Gomez get 3, then they'd be 8 up going home. I mean, if they got 4, they're shaking hands. Here it comes again. Another good ball by Angie, covering the back a little bit. Might be in the count for 4. Dale's got 2 more, and he's got to get him in. He's got to change something. It's a good effort. He really needs to hit something here, though. Here it comes. Hit that back one, so back down to 3 at least. There's Angie. Just wants another draw. Very similar to his last. Yeah, he's just behind. Might be the count. I don't think so. Tough to tell, really. All right, so I think, their best bet, honestly, is if to drive. I mean, you're wishing here, but you're driving if you hit that jack, and if it springs to the back, from what your screen is to the left side, they got a pocket of 4 there. I mean, it's wishing and hoping to get it there, but it is possible. You'd have to hit it on the right, from your screen, on the right side of the jack and spring it all the way to the left. If you could do that, they could get a 4. But he's coming through with weight on his backhand, so hoping to hit a jack or a bull or something. He is close. Just missed that bull. A nice effort, though, but that should be at least 3. We'll see if they keep on playing. And a measure for the 4th one. If they get the 4th one, it's over. Three it is, so it's a commanding 21-13 lead with the 1 in to go. So looks like they're going to just play it out, because the only chance that they have is to get an 8. They have to get every single bull. All right, quick look over to the other match. Let's see, Dodd and Richardson scored again. So they're up 17-13, and they're playing the last end and look like they're holding 3. So if things hold, then we've got this last end to show you, and then we'll be done with our broadcast today. Gary gave me the, we set all this work up and show 1 match. Maybe get a challenge match and see you get out there. All right, last end. I mean, really, if you're trying to keep an 8, so if you're the Gomez's, you want everything behind her at the jack, period. Just everything behind her at the jack. You can just draw, smooth, but in play. If you're Gil Lopez, you've got to find a place that you're going to try. I mean, it's got to be an 8, so you can't have anything in the ditch. And you just got to find a spot where you're going to get the 8. Sometimes essentially it's wherever this first bull is. Then all the other bulls have got to get there. And it looks like they're just going to play this just, like, regular Saturday morning and just play. You really don't want to promote. I mean, he's a little short, and you really don't want to promote. I mean, he could have 8 bulls scattered across the green if you want to. You'd really like to have second bull in the head here if you're Javi. But really, you can afford to have it be almost anywhere. And a little touch on the jack to move it away, and that's fine. You got that quadrant covered, and you got the middle covered. Alex really should be playing through his own bowl, trying to get it up and in. Yeah, it's a good bull here. We'll lose that, yeah. Holding 2. All right, now you just need to draw. Team's got 6 bowls. You probably want to get 1 or 2 more in there. It's just a hard thing for Angel. I mean, Angel and Alex have played really well, but now they've scored nothing but a 2, nothing more than a 2, and right now they need to get an 8. Yeah, good bowl there. Nothing wrong with that from Javi. Kind of protect that little corner there. I mean, every ball's got to count. You have 0 margin for error here, which are Alex and Angel. Another solid third bowl. I mean, it's really free to swing up now on this end. You can see just playing it positive. Yeah, really nice. The hope, the dream is alive. There's 3 in there. So I think Javi's just going to try and draw one. There is a case to be made for driving. Because if you drive and you take any of their bowls out, literally any of their bowls leave the surface, it's over. But they're just going to draw one, which is okay. And he sets them up with 3. But there's a nice little pocket there that you could draw to. I mean, again, the drive's still on. A quick note on the other match, it looks like Dodd and Richardson have won. There was a nice little hand there while that last delivery was going on. So the men in black, as I like to call them, because they always seem to be wearing black, are first place, and they'll be going to Milwaukee for the national championships. This game has got the second half to go, and right now Alex has sold 3 really, really good bowls. Really needs to have one more come in there. Yeah, I mean he's missed it. So he's kind of threw it heavy and behind. So now again, now that takes that out of the picture. You don't have to drive. You don't. In fact, you probably don't want to drive. You don't want any jack movement at all right now because he's missed. The 8 can't be made at the jack. They have 3 force. Give up a 3. Who cares? You're shaking hands. You're going to the national championship. So just think and draw. If you want to float one behind, go ahead. But to play it like a regular hand. But you just want to draw. That's all you want to do here. Don't want to push any of their bowls back. Don't want to push the jack back. If anything, I would say the better thing is to keep wares that they could get an 8 and just put one there. It's probably behind the 3 bowls. Anything behind the 3 bowls is probably good to keep that bowl from being pushed back and taking that one into account. Short is not going to help you. You don't want to be short here. No, he's got the hat off now. Again, they have 0 margin for error. I mean, he's got to draw bowls in and try and somehow get that last bowl in the count. And definitely not short here with anything. He can afford to push and pop the jack back. I mean, it's still alive. There's still a chance. But you cannot be short here. If you're Angie, again, the only way they can win is if they have the jack goes back like 2 yards. So you really want to plug that. Yeah. He's just trying to draw one here, get into that pile. And he puts it right on the jack. And again, I mean, while it's a good shot and they're holding, the dream is still alive. They could still hit that ball, knock the jack back, and get it to 8. He doesn't even have to. I mean, Angel's just got to, if he keeps it and playing behind, that dream's still alive. They really need to, he's done it. He's put one behind. If that jack moves back, the 8 is still there. I'm thinking Angie sees it now, especially with a front toucher. You just made the target bigger. I mean, well, it's nice and all that you got shot. Great. But you made the target bigger. And you've got 2 bulls left and you've got to get one behind, period. Giving up an 8 is just kind of unforgivable at this point. So just draw the tee, add 2 yards. anything behind those three, it's still there. I think Angel's just trying to still set it up. He's just still putting one behind because Gomez's haven't blocked it yet. Now they've got, they have a pocket of 8, literally a pocket of 8 right there. If that jack moves back, if they hit the bull and hits the jack and it manages to squirt through and gets to anywhere like the T, there's a large window, then it's 8. If the bull happens to find, I mean, that's the only thing, is the delivered bull has to make its way there too, which might not be possible. But for me, you gotta have one back. Draw the T, draw through everything. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's unlucky. There's a good chance there's a 7 here because the problem is the delivered bull. It's going to be hard for it to make contact and make it all the way through. Possible, but very difficult all the way around. But they really need to, they've been executing so well. Really need to get one back. He should have at least 2 yards on this last one. Anything behind, just didn't do it again. I don't know. I don't know if there's just a lot of fear or fatigue or what, but there's a big number that's still sitting there for them. They haven't given anything more than a 2. I mean, it's going to be hard as hell, but they got one bull left. They literally, if he hits that bull and knocks the jack back and it's clean, it's 7. If that bull happens to squirt its way through or, ricochets, I mean, strange things happen, then it's an 8. I mean, incredibly unlucky. I mean, have to be pretty lucky to get it, but it's possible. And think of all the momentum they'd have, too, by getting an 8 on the last end to tie it and force another. But Angel's got to do it and come up right. I mean, try to set up the head as best he can. Now it's got to execute. He hasn't spared the horses, but let's see, it's a little high. Oh, didn't quite get it. So one more for the Gomez's. They'll win it 22-13. So the Southwest men's pairs representatives will be Angie Gomez, Javier Gomez, Chris Dodd, and Todd Richardson. With both of the winners brackets teams winning, that'll be it for us. We will not be broadcasting anything more today. So on behalf of Gary Barnes, technical, Steve Namontes, and John Billen, our cameraman, Sheila Conti, our jack of all trades, and me, Scott Roberts, thank you for being here. Thanks for watching. Look forward to your feedback, and talk to you next time.